This munda, look how nice this munda is. Very handsome munda, very intelligent munda. He moved to Manchester. There's not many Sikhs that live in Manchester. And he was the only munda in his school, and goriya na parya paya si. And oh, in a bully karde si. And he was super intelligent. And he wrote this poem. He said, Monday my money was taken. Tuesday names called. Wednesday my uniform torn. Thursday my body pouring with blood. Friday it's ended. Saturday freedom. This is the final diary pages of Vijay Singh. Because Friday ki kita, ਇਹਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਮੰਮੀ ਦੀ ਚੁੰਨੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ from a banister and he hanged himself. And he died. And this was on the front page of our national newspaper, his poem. And everybody in England knows about this case. We were shocked. And all of us then, as a community, rose up. And we said, we're never going to let this happen again in England. Log India ch mari jande a. But ਇੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਰਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. This is our ਇਲਾਕੇ. We're never going to let this happen. And this is why in England there's so much prachar. Now, I was doing a talk and I mentioned this. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਵਿਜੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਦਾ ਡੈਡੀ ਸੰਗਤ 'ਚ ਬੈਠਾ ਸੀਗਾ. ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਬ੍ਰੈਡਫੋਰਡ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ 'ਚ ਕਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰਦਾ ਆ ਐਕਸੈਟਰਾ, ਉਹ ਸੰਗਤ 'ਚ ਬੈਠਾ ਸੀਗਾ. And he came up to me at the end of the talk, ਉਹਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਨਾ ਜੱਫੀ ਪਾਈ. He ਕਹਿੰਦਾ, I'm so glad you talk about my son. And I said, Bhai sir, what happened? ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ, ਯਾਰ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ. ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ, ਨਵੇਂ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ, ਬਿੱਲ ਦੇਣੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ. ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦਾ ਸੀ ਸਕੂਲੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ. And this is the same mistake all of you are making. You are making the same mistake and you're making your children vulnerable. What you need to be doing is a laka sambo and basically ਜਿੱਥੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਘਰ ਬਣਦੇ ਹੋ etc. ਜਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਫੈਸਲੇ ਕਰੋ and ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾਓ and start picking schools where all your children go to the same school. ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਆ 5-6 ਜਾਣੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੋਣ. And it don't just happens to Munde, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਾਟਕੇ ਵਾਲੇ, more bullying happens to ਕੁੜੀਆਂ. More bullying actually happens to ਕੁੜੀਆਂ than Munde. And realize this. And so basically, this is why we created a system called the big brother concept and big sister concept. So ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ teenage ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਆ, you have a ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ. So when you're with other younger children at the Gurdwara, in sports clubs, you should be saying to them, look, you might be from a different family, but remember we're all together. If you have any problems, come and see me. Kuriya should be saying that to Kuriya. Munde should be saying that to Munde. And therefore they know they might be the only child in that house or the oldest child, so they can't go to anyone else. But they know, oh, that Benji in the Gurdwara, she's really nice. I'm going to go and speak to her. Oh, that Baji in the Gurdwara, he's really nice. I'm going to go and speak to him. If you don't do that, you're going to have more cases of suicide. And from what I've been told, you've already had cases of suicide. If that happened once in England, we made such a reaction as a community. You have to react because you don't want another case like this. So this is what cluster living is all about. Because Madir ਸਾਰੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਆ and ਆਪਣੇ ਲੋਕ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਲਿਖੇ ਆ, ਸਾਡੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ. The reality is your ਨਿਆਣੇ will become like the ਨਿਆਣੇ in their schools. And ਜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਆ, they're going to start making your child behave like that. Because in the West, nimarta is a forgotten concept. Is Donald Trump going to teach your children what nimarta is? He's a total mess. All your politicians are a mess. All your celebrities are a mess. The only way you're going to teach your child nimarta is to have nimarta yourself. Like I said, the two types of father. You have to give these value systems because they're not going to get it from anywhere else. And you cannot force someone to respect you. All you can do is love and respect them back. This is particularly for young girls. Let me tell you something. This is stereotypes. But stereotypes die exist karde because there's some truth in it. Jere munde at the young age, they're much harder to look after. Kuriya are really bibiyan. They just do as they're told. But then you get to the age of 12 or 13 and it flips. Jere munde oh bala dimag nahi varte. They're a bit dumb. They will either tell you, I agree with you or I disagree with you. But jehdi kuriyan they develop secrets and everything's a secret, and they will say, oh, don't tell mum and dad, it's a secret. Don't tell this, it's a secret, and everything's a secret. Let me tell you one thing, particularly to the Ikuriya, secrets are dangerous. And it doesn't matter what your friends say or your cousins say or anything. Let me tell you one thing about your mum and dad. Nobody in your life has ever going to have your back as much as your mum and dad. So the person you need to trust most in life is your mum and dad. The person you have to have the most open relationship in your life is your mum and dad. And you might be scared of your dad. But believe me, your mum and dad, and mums are vicious at protecting their children. Why? Because you came from inside your mum. No one's ever going to love you as much as your mum, and you will never understand that until you become a mum yourself. Because you are never going to love anything as much as your child. Does that make sense? So forget all this secrets nonsense, and realize your बच्चे are very intelligent. Now ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਐਲਤਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਬੀਬੀਆਂ, and then it flips. And ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਕਹੋ, he's going to say yes or no. And what happens with many mothers and daughters, their ਕੁੜੀਆਂ start develop opinions. And ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਮੰਮੀਆਂ ਆ, they get worried. Because ਕੁੜੀ ਨੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ, Mom, what are you doing that for? Mom, what are you doing that for? Oh, Mom, you're so embarrassing. Mom, why do you do that for? You should do it like this. ਇਹਦਾ ਬਾਲਾ ਫਿਕਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ. Because this happens at 13, 14, 15. ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ 17 ਜਾਂ 19 ਦੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਣਾ, Mom was right all along. Because ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਅਕਲ ਆ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ. And them opinions are going to disappear. Does that make sense? It's just a phase that people go through where they think they know more because they suddenly realize they're intelligent. And this is why it says, you cannot force someone to respect you, all you can do is love and respect them back. ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਇਸ ਫੇਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, love them more, give them more ਜੱਫੀਆਂ. Don't argue with them. The more you push against a teenager, the more they push back against you. But if you teenagers are pushing back against you, and you say, Putt, why are you getting angry? I'm speaking to you very calmly. You can speak to me calmly. But if you say, ਤੂੰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਤਾ, ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਠੋਕ ਦੇਣਾ, ਉਹਨੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਠੋਕ ਦੇਣਾ, and you're just pumping each other up. So avoid them situations. Learn to parent with nimrata. Because Gurbani tells us by Gurdasi Rivar, it says your heart should be so big, it's like a river of humility flows through it. And that's never going to be tested as much as your children's teenage phase. Your children, when they're teenagers, they're going to know how to push your buttons, and you got to realize, I just need to get through that phase, and then they're going to be fine. And this is now where we're going to test your Sikhi. Are you guys okay? Theek ya? Okay. Think about someone you do not like in your life. ਕੋਈ ਬੰਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਬੀਬੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਲਾਈਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ. Maybe ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੱਧ ਘੱਟ ਕਹਿਤਾ. Maybe ਉਹਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਚਲਾਕੀ ਕੀਤੀ. Maybe they abused you. Maybe they did something else. And you don't like that person. Has everybody got someone in their mind? Okay. Now the test of your Sikhi is, can you still do ardas for him? If you can still do ardas for him, that means your love is stronger than your hate, and you are a Sikh. If you can't do ardas for him, that means your hate is stronger than your love, and you've lost your Sikhi. Does that make sense? Sikhi is not designed to be easy. That's why he says it's like an end of a blade. Sikhi is hard, but Sikhi is about your inner strength. Is your love stronger than your hate? And this is how you test it. Because ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਇੱਕ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਚੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੈਂਪ ਚ ਆਈ, and she was really inspired by Sikhi. She was beautiful and really wanted to do kirtan, wanted loads of things. She went home and she said to her mum and dad, मैं हुन meat नहीं खाना. I'm a Sikh, I don't want to eat meat. The mum and dad flipped. ਅਸੀਂ ਘਰ ਚ meat ਬਣਾਉਣੇ ਆ, ਤੂੰ ਕੋਈ special ਆ? And they never brought her to the camp again. Because they loved their meat and they wanted to have their meat. 10 years later, I'm in that same town, that family minnu melna ai. They said, Jagjit Singh, you had an amazing effect on my daughter. I need your help. And I said, I can't remember your daughter. And they said, oh, ਇੱਥੇ ਕੈਂਪ 'ਚ ਆਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਾਅਦ 'ਚ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੀਟ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੀਟ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੈਂਪ 'ਚ ਲਿਆਂਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ. I said, well, what's happened to her? ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ at school she got very disillusioned because she wanted to come into Sikhi, but we never let her, and now she's in a bad crowd at school and now she's doing drugs. And I said, there goes, we need your help. ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਲਾ, ਘਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਮੀਟ ਖਾ ਲਓ. Because ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੀਟ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸੀਗਾ and your child wanted to have something special in their life and ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੀਟ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸੀਗਾ. ਉਹ ਰੋਣ ਨਾ ਪਏ. And then we said, don't worry, ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾਇਆ, I goes, go and see that ਕੁੜੀ. ਹੈਨਾ? And then 2 ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰਕ, they spent 3 months with that BB and then she come back into Sikhi and taken Amrit. Because that's all she ever wanted to do. हैना? And this is where most parents make a mistake. If your बच्चे are stronger in their Sikhi than you, don't worry about it. शुक्र करिया करो. है ना? Because ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਜੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਹੈ ਨਾ? And ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ parents force ਕਰਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਭੇਜਣ ਲਈ to camps. But then ਸਮਾਂ ਆ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਇਲਾਕਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰਕ ਬਣ ਜਾਣੇ ਆ. And ਫਿਰ ਆਹ ਟਾਈਮ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਪੈਰੈਂਟ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ, ਬੱਚੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਚ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਆ. ਹੈ ਨਾ? That time is going to come here as well. Because ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਕਲਯੁਗ ਤੇ ਦੁੱਖ ਦੇਖ ਲਿਆ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਹੀ, and I have so many parents come up to me because they look at us and they look at us, these guys are CEOs of companies. They've got the best houses. They've got the best cars. है ना? They travel around the world. They want to be like us, the money. But they will come up to me and say, Jagjit Singh, love your talks, love all that, but I can't give up meat. I can't give up whiskey. I can't give up this stuff. And we say, don't worry about it. But they say, I want my kids to be like you. And we say, fine, we're not here to judge you, but you're still my brother, and feel free to come to the Gurdwara all the time. And all their kids are coming into Sikhi. Now when we're doing rest there, we have more kids that are parents Sikhi ch nahi hege than the ones that have parents in Sikhi. It's a total flip in society. Why? Because ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਆ, they are far more intelligent. They have far more access to knowledge than any generation. So around the world, this generation is drinking less. This generation is doing less drugs. This generation is learning more about longevity and health. They're more into clean food, clean living, education, exercise. Why? Because they can Claude anything. They can Google anything and they find solutions. And so your bacche are always going to leave you behind. And so just accept it and shukr karo. Does that make sense? Waheguru. And this is why in Seattle, learn to have cluster living. Because from when I ask some of you to see Seattle, you all love being in Seattle. Yeah? Does anyone not like being in Seattle? Okay, a few of you don't. Okay. But you like being in Seattle. If you want to be in Seattle long term, find a place ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਰਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ and your children can play with each other. Because ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, you're doing what most towns do, where you're just buying houses wherever you want to live and all your children are stuck in their houses because they got nobody to play with. And computer ਗੇਮਾਂ ਤੇ ਖੇਲੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਇਲਾਕਾ ਸਾਂਭੋ. ਹਨਾ? And many cities are now doing this, and Jews do it and Muslims do it. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਲਾਕਾ ਸਾਂਭ ਲੈਣਾ ਆ. Why? Because they want their kids to be healthy. They want their kids to be around other people that are like them. And so what you do is you find a school where all your kids will go to the same school. So we have a situation, so ਅਸੀਂ ਕਈ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਬਣਾਏ ਆ, ਪਰ ਕਈ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ 'ਚ ability ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ. ਫਿਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ, ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਸਕੂਲ ਹੀ ਟੇਕ ਓਵਰ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ. Because ਸਾਰੇ ਉਸ ਇਲਾਕੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਘਰ ਲੈ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਅੱਧਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਦਮਾਲੇ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ. ਭਾਵੇਂ it's a Christian school, but they're all safe. Because this is what you want to avoid. Our situation ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ